Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Real Estate. It's that simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. Hi, everybody. Hi, how's it going? Stand up, Patrick, real quick, and just turn around because there's Patrick. He's dressed like a judge, but no, he's not. He's got a lightsaber, so he is dressed for Halloween. And you know who else is dressed for Halloween? And she's dressed as, she said, a scary attorney. Our hostess with the most is Taylor Findley Williams-Moniz.
Woo woo, long name, man.
Yeah.
I know.
You ought to say in the British voice, Taylor Williams-Moniz.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should.
I'm actually sad you weren't dressed up as a judge because I thought it was like, you know,
She
a
thought that you
lawyer
dressed that
thing.
up for her.
Well, you know what? Maybe just like subconsciously, I did it for Taylor.
There you
Yeah,
go.
But I'm also fulfilling like the nerd part of me
Oh,
too.
I love I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so you did good. It's
Boom.
amazing.
I'm upset that you didn't dress as a client for me. No, that
should
doesn't
be
work.
just
does it?
Oh wait,
normal.
wait a minute, Phil. I have an offer. Can you please? I'm looking for a house. There we
Wait
go.
a minute. You have an offer and you're looking for a house?
Yes.
Well, you
I don't think he listens to us.
you
all
put
right.
the cart before the horse, pal.
Exactly.
I did.
You have an offer and now you're looking for a house.
Both.
I like it. I like it. How's everybody's week?
Mine's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't complain.
Yep,
Good.
very good. Busy. I know that you had some stuff that you did with your
You know
family
what?
earlier
Yes,
this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Monday, it was absolutely awesome because, I think you guys all know that I had a couple new grandkids this last week.
That's great.
This last month. And so on Monday, Jeannie took the day off and we went out to Ventura and we had a picnic with my son and his wife and our grandbaby Lucy, and we had a real nice picnic. And then we went from there over to my son's house in Oxnard, which was very close, and hung out with my new grandson. And so it was a great day.
That's so nice.
That's a great
That's
day.
really nice.
And let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I was on a game show, and also what else did I do?
Wait.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Can we say anything about the game show yet? Or when can we talk about the game show? I think that's the better question.
We can talk about it December 2nd because it airs December 1st, and I'm not supposed to say anything.
Patrick, make a note.
I'll tell you what. I have a mental note.
A mental
Yes,
note?
yes, ma'am.
I like it. But anyway, the other thing that was kind of fun is yesterday, and you were nice enough to listen in. I spoke to the Women's Council of Realtors, which is a great group, and they wanted me to talk about iBuyers.
Right.
And we did all that. And
No,
that
it was
that
great.
Was kind of fun.
It was really informative. I mean, you break it down into a way that people can understand it, so that's
I
good.
hope so. And if
Yeah.
I ever don't do that, will you please let me know?
I will text you absolutely. No,
or,
but
or you can just tell me because you'll be sitting right here.
I guess that's true. But no, you did a great job, and it was really informative. And yeah, again, great group of women. So
Yeah, it's a good group.
definitely.
Also, I wanted to pitch this morning. A new lockbox goes on my San Marino listing. It's on Milano Street.
Which we go. Can I just say this really quickly?
yeah.
We go through this, pretty quickly before the show, and he said pitch Milano, and I'm thinking the cookie.
The cookies.
Ooh.
Right?
The
No, I'm like,
cookies.
it must be a real estate listing. So.
Although, if you actually looked in my pantry right now, there's like 4 little bags because they come in bags.
They do come
of
in bags.
Milano cookies.
Yep.
They're my
Yeah.
downfall. That's
Anyway,
kind of
sorry to interrupt
They're
you.
my
No. Anyway, but it's an incredible thing. So if you're looking for a San Marino, it is gorgeous from top to bottom, and it's got a great backyard. There's room for a pool. You don't really need it. It's got everything that you'd ever want. It's listed for $775,000, and it will fly off the shelf. If it were on one,
Right.
it would fly off. Of
It would fly.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly right.
Yep.
Also, I wanted to give a shout out to a man named James. He's a really nice guy. He texted me. No, he actually called me one morning about 4 weeks ago, and I thought this was pretty funny. And he goes, "Hey, is this Phil Nordella?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Hey, I listen to your radio show all the time." And I go, "Oh, that's awesome." He goes, "I got a question for you." I go, "What's that?" He goes, "What happened to Rick?" And I went, "Oh, okay." So I went from the penthouse right to the basement, and I said, "Okay, you weren't just listening for me. You were listening for Rick." And he goes, "No, I was just curious what happened to him." And I said, "Well, he got a job." And he goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, "By the way, I am listening to you guys, and I love your show even more."
Oh, that's
And I
good.
said, "That's really
Aw.
nice." And the weird thing is, he texted me a couple days ago, and he said, "Guess what?" And I'm thinking, James, I'm hoping you're not a stalker, but he said we went to the same junior high, elementary school, junior high, and high school together.
I
Not
know.
together, but
Isn't that
the same.
wild?
And I thought,
Yeah.
what are the chances of that? Which is kind of interesting. So anyway, James, you
That's
are
awesome.
an avid listener. We really appreciate it.
Oh, definitely.
And welcome again.
Absolutely.
And I think it's time for By the Numbers.
SCV. By the numbers.
Okay, so I know this is your favorite part. This is where you nod off. And
No,
so
I don't nod off. It's just not my favorite part.
You're not
but,
a numbers
you
person.
know,
Okay.
no, I'm an attorney. I don't know. I don't math, right?
So-
That's the joke.
So here's the cool thing. Ask me, how's real estate?
Okay. Well. Okay.
Yeah.
How is real estate?
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
How are interest rates?
Low.
Cool. Are we done?
We're done.
Okay. Fabulous.
and by the way, when it comes to interest rates, don't forget Marla Ferris with Augusta
Absolutely.
Financial because she is awesome.
She is great. So now we get to go to my favorite part
Yes, we can.
in the news.
And now, in the news.
In the news.
Wait a minute, Phil. Shouldn't we also do like since it is her favorite part? Shouldn't we, since
Oh,
she,
Yes,
Taylor
we
talk.
should.
Yes, we should,
Yes,
yeah.
we should. Thank you.
Here we go.
Hey guys and dolls, it's your favorite time of the show, Taylor Talk.
I love that. I'm sorry. It makes me
You know,
smile.
I gotta start making some more of those. Those are
No.
fun. We're gonna have
They're
something
fun
for
little
everything.
segments. They are.
Oh, for
Yep.
sure. No, I
Yep.
love that. Okay, so first thing in the news, which I actually think is really interesting, I've had experience with this. So, when you sell a property, there are such things that you get from a potential buyer as love letters, correct?
Yes, it's true.
Okay, so let's just explain the love letter.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. And I actually push this because anything that you can possibly do to help in this market get your offer, which is one of anywhere from 2 to 10 to 15 offers, you want it to stand out somehow.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you ask the buyer to write something, and we call them love letters. And I've got one here. I brought it in. And this actually got us the deal. And one of the biggest things that they said was, we love the letter that they wrote.
Right.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, and I'm not going to give you the name, but I'm going to go over a few things that I thought are interesting, and you're going to point out a few things that. Okay, so dear wonderful sellers of blank, blank, blank.
Okay.
My name is blank,
Okay.
and I am extremely interested in purchasing your home. I am a retired teacher and a recent widow with 3 adult children. I knew the moment I stepped into your front yard that this home was full of love, and the home that I would love to start a new chapter of my life in. The pride of ownership of your beautiful home and the landscaping surrounding the home spoke volumes throughout the entire house.
So
My-
far, so good.
Yep, my 2 older sons live in the Santa Clarita Valley with their families. Before my husband's passing, it was always our dream to live closer to our grandbabies. I babysit and carpooled my grandchildren to school, of course, throughout the pandemic, before the pandemic. My oldest grandson attends Our Lady of Perpetual Help, and another one will also be starting Our Lady of Perpetual Help next year. The layout of the house is perfect. We continue on, blah, 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 blah. Everything's great. Everything's great. My neighbor, the neighborhood is also feels very safe. And it ended with, thank you. I appreciate your time, and God bless you.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so we should bring it up also in context with the California Association
Yes.
of Realtors sent out this quick guide in terms of these love letters and the legal risks and potential for unconscious or implicit bias. So therein lies the issue. These letters are great, but if a seller picks someone based on a protected class or something like that, there could be issues. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Makes sense.
That's what we're talking about. So I think the closing of that letter, like we had spoken about, God bless you, could rub someone the right way or rub someone the wrong way.
It's interesting because you know what? I've always gone with these, and they seem to work. But you're absolutely right. I mean, there are certain things that could hurt you. And I mean, just because a client writes a love letter doesn't mean, usually the people are looking at 16 offers, they're looking at 16 love letters now.
Right, right.
But this is where it gets interesting for me. I will take love letters also, right? Because it's my listing.
Right.
And you start getting into some of these, and it's we're just bouncing back. My husband died of cancer, and this is going to be the new or my husband was in the service and he lost a leg,
Right.
and what you want to do is you want to split the house into 16 different houses and just give it all, give it
Right.
to every single one of them because
Right.
you feel terrible.
Right.
And so it's interesting.
It is interesting. I think the legal aspect of it, and again, just reading from this, these letters can reveal information about a buyer, such as the below, which there are a bunch of them, protected classes and characteristics. So I know sometimes the love letter comes with photos. So someone could say, oh, they didn't want me to buy the house because I was, African American or something like that. You
Sure.
get into those issues, or I'm elderly, or what the seller didn't like my job, that type of stuff. So
Right.
that's where you get into the weeds. So something like that, it's, if it's not generic, but it's heartfelt, but it doesn't, identify the person as a protected class or anything like that, that's fine. But when you start to get into the photos and things like that and more specifics, that's where there could be issues for the seller.
Yep.
Yep.
And also it says here, of course, obviously we do have a fiduciary duty to present all offers, and those are part of the offers.
Right.
And so unless the actual seller tells the agent, look, I don't want to see those, I don't want to have something like that.
Then they're included in the offer, right?
Yeah, well, it's
Wow.
included in the offer unless they actually say, I don't want to see them.
Got it.
So if you've got a love letter, don't show them to me. And I will tell you, it's interesting because they work.
They do work, yeah.
And that's a good thing, but I'm sure that there are people who have written love letters have actually gotten their offer not chosen because of that.
So do you suggest when you represent a buyer to write a love letter?
Yes.
You do. Okay. I mean, do you
Yes.
include photos and things like that? I mean, walk us through the process.
Well, no, I don't go that far.
Okay.
In fact, what I do is I just tell them, look, do me a favor. I take the monkey and put it kind of on their shoulders. And I say, do me a favor, if you like this, write something that's heartfelt. I'll look at it, I'll read it, and then we'll see. So I kind of edit it for them.
Got it.
And so, but this is going to make it even more now that I see what we're talking about now.
Right.
Is the more I think about this, the more I'm really going to have to edit and make sure that there's not going to be something in there that may hurt them,
Right. Exactly.
because it could blow up in their
Yeah,
face.
it could backfire.
Which
exactly.
which we don't want.
Which we definitely do not want.
So that's interesting. Okay.
I think it is interesting.
So, all right. So tell you what, let's do this.
Mhm.
We still got some time, right?
This is amazing. We never have time. I feel like we're always running out of time.
You know why? Because of my numbers were so quick.
Oh, you know what? That is why.
You
Yep.
want to go back? We can talk.
No. I'm good. We have plenty other content that we can talk about.
All right. You know what? Let's talk about. Let's see.
We've got lots.
We do have a lot. Let's
You-
talk about. Let's go off of the clients planning to rent.
That's a good one.
Okay.
This is a very good one.
So here's the situation. I get clients that want to sell their home and buy another house because usually they have to live somewhere, and I would have to say 95% are going to actually buy another house either in town or somewhere close or somewhere out of town, right?
Okay.
And so this happens to be happening more and more and more. Somebody will actually list their house, and they want to just sit and rent and wait
Exactly.
Because
Sell
they
their
think-
house and then rent somewhere else. Right.
because they think there's going to be a correction in the market.
Who knows what's going to happen with the market? Exactly.
And so I like it because of the fact that it makes sense, right? And if they've had that idea in the beginning, when they call me out, that's what they're going to do.
Right.
So the last thing I'm going to do is bring up with this next article from Inman saying some of the realities that they need to be aware of, just for the fact that a lot of these they stretch it a little bit when it comes to saying that it can be kind of interesting when it comes to renting instead
Well,
of
I'm a
actually
renter,
just
so I will give you
Okay,
the
yeah,
honest
you can
perspective.
let me
Yes.
know. Okay. First thing is they're saying, and again, this is from Inman.
Right.
They're saying that it's pricey.
It is.
Well, that's not fair. Where
Okay.
you live,
Oh,
it's
okay.
very pricey.
Which is Santa Monica. Yes.
Yeah.
No, but even still out here, I mean, because a lot of people are selling their homes and renting, it still is expensive up here. So
I'm wondering, because I don't know a lot about the rental market, okay, but I'm wondering just exactly whether or not there's a lot for rent out here because so many of the properties that people are renting, they can't. I mean, I don't know of a lot of them that are actually making their payments, and they can't evict them still, right?
that's true. Yeah, eviction moratorium until February. But I know there's not a lot of rentals out here. I've had a couple of clients that have sold their properties recently and were trying to find rentals and had a hard time. So
Yep.
Yep.
So now we do know that means that they will have a double move, right?
Right.
So if they were to actually purchase immediately, then they would actually just have the one charge to move.
Right.
This way, they've got to unpack, they've got to unload. And also, it's interesting that they have to, and we'll get into that the second signing contract. Okay, move in ready. They say not so much. Move in ready. It's not so much. Okay, well,
When you rent, it's not move-in ready because it's not yours necessarily. You kind of take what you get. So
yeah, but this part of the article is saying that It actually says I was talking to one guy and he left and said, you know what, rent the place out, and I'm not going to do any repairs. I'm not going to do any improvements. Just rent it out as is. And you don't get a lot of that.
Right, exactly.
Usually things are ready for you to rent, and at least you can move in and you can start living, and you don't have to do a lot of repairs and stuff. That's
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just cosmetic typically, or the repairs that would need to be made. But yes.
exactly
Yeah.
planning ahead, and this is really kind of important. Planning ahead. This is where it gets difficult when it comes to rentals, because if there's not a lot of rentals out there, you have somebody that sold their house, they get into escrow, right? And then they've got so much time to make sure that their actual offer is going to go through. And the fact that you've got to get to a point where they're releasing contingencies. They're releasing contingencies. Let me know who that is. They have to release their contingencies, but you're looking at people. You're releasing contingencies about a week to two before it closes. But it's hard for them to sign a contract to move in somewhere because they haven't released their contingencies.
Exactly.
So if they're
Yeah.
actually going to commit to something, they have to make sure that theirs is going to close.
Right.
So that is an interesting thing.
That is definitely.
Yeah, and when it comes to buying another house, obviously you go through escrow and you go with a concurrent close, and everybody understands it, and everybody knows just exactly how close you get to
Right,
it, and you can
exactly.
start putting
The
a
timeline
funding
and-
date.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and so that's a
Exactly.
little bit easier.
Mhm.
Okay, so this one says access denied. Showing rentals is typically much more difficult. Yeah, that's true,
Very true.
especially now. And also, it's interesting, most realtors won't show rentals.
Right.
Because of the fact that if you show rentals, it's almost as difficult to get somebody in a rental that they like and do the contract up for them and everything, and the commission is about $100.
Yeah.
So agents
not-
go, let's see, do I
Yeah.
want to mess with
No,
that? I really don't
probably
want
not.
to. And so it makes it
Exactly.
harder to find them.
Exactly.
Multiple applications, people have to understand, look, you know what, you're putting an application, and guess what? If it's a nice rental, there could be another 15 applications also.
I think my first rental, there were 16 people that applied for
Oh,
it in
boy.
like within one day. Yep.
So.
So, but I did get the apartment, so
Oh, of
that's
course you
good.
did.
Yep.
I like it. I like
Strong negotiator.
it. I've
but
aligned
yeah,
myself with a
absolutely.
winner. That's good. Okay, so multiple applications. Let's see. It says your client should have their ducks in a row and be prepared to fill out a complete application, obviously.
Right.
If your clients are self-employed or working as independent contractors, then they should have a letter explaining all of that stuff.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so
The
that's-
more transparent and thorough you can be, the better. Absolutely.
Do you think they took your offer because you're an attorney and they're afraid of you?
I was in law school, so probably not.
Oh.
I
Oh,
don't know.
okay. I like
I honestly don't know why, but I got it.
it. So let's say let's talk about Fido and Fluffy.
Oh, my favorites.
Okay, so we've got the don't assume that every landlord's going to accept your pets.
Absolutely. That's a big one.
And if they do, there are often restrictions on what they will agree to take.
Right. Usually weight, and sometimes, well, a lot of times.
Normal household animals may simply not be allowed.
My first rental, I was allowed to have 40 pounds of pet, and I actually talked to the landlord, and I said, "So I can can we bring a goat, an iguana? Like it just said pounds of pet." And he's like,
Potbelly
"What?"
pig.
He's like, "Do you have one of these?" I said, "No, I'm just telling you, this contract is silly. It needs to say 40 pounds of cat, dog, something like that." Because I'm like, of pet, you never know what people are going to come home with, especially in L.A., Santa Clarita. So yeah,
That's 40 pounds
of
of pet.
That's all it said.
of pet.
That's all it said, of pet. So I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I like that. Also, they say that you should figure on putting a big pet deposit. And some landlords are allergic to certain creatures.
Yep.
They won't allow them, and a lot of times, you're not going to get your deposit back for the pets.
Yeah, I would say most times you're not going to get the deposit
They
back.
say scratched up floors, window sills, doors, pet hair, and unpleasant smells are
Right.
typically what an owner has to deal with.
Exactly.
Judy has to deal with that with me. And so, what can you do? She's never going to get her deposit back.
There you go. Unfortunately.
Yep. What else? Timing. We talked about the timing. That's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough.
coordinating when you're going to move out, selling your house, and
Yep,
getting into the
yep.
rental. Absolutely.
I've got somebody right now. We've got his place in escrow, and like I said, it was one of those things. It was like, You got to release the appraisal. You got to release all the contingencies before he can sign the contract.
Right.
Now we've done that, and he feels comfortable, and he's done that too. So he's going to get out in time. Appliances. Every market's different, and not all rentals come with a refrigerator, washer, dryer.
Yep.
Well, most people when they move in, they're going to have their own washer and dryer anyway, unless
Right.
you're renting without having a place that you sold.
Exactly.
So if you're going from
Yep.
rental to rental and you didn't own your own, then you're going to have to buy them, obviously. Who are you going to call?
This
I'm
is
not
a big
sure.
one, actually.
Most people don't think twice about when submitting an application for rent. However, it's important to understand if the property is managed by an owner or property manager.
Right.
Your client should know who they'll be paying rent to and who to contact if something on
Right.
the property needs attention.
Right.
Tenant should know, is the owner local or out of the area? What kind of response time can you expect from them or the property manager? And will you be authorized to take care of repairs directly up to a certain amount to ask for reimbursement?
Yeah, that's important. We figured all that out when we moved in.
So
yeah.
let's explain it. If a pipe breaks, you're not going to want to try to actually
Am I
track
calling
down somebody.
Right. Am I calling the property manager? Am I calling the owner? Right. We're two different people.
Or am I calling the
so-
plumber directly and saying, get out
Exactly.
here because everything's
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's important as well.
the lease contract. This is something that's really important because I get this all the time. I'm leasing right now, and I go, okay, that's great. We want to buy something. Well, when did you sign the lease?
Oh, yeah.
We signed it in January, and I'm like, okay, so you still have 3 or 4 months to go. Can you get out of it?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I go, well, if you can't, then
Call
that's gonna be
Taylor.
a problem. Oh, I like that.
No, we do a lot of that work actually,
you?
but that's an important thing to realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of how you can negotiate your lease and what the landlord's duties are to mitigate their damages and get new tenants, I can definitely help with that. But
Look
it's
at you.
so that's what I do. But so it's just it's important to know, definitely.
I love this. I love it when a plan comes together.
Woohoo!
Hey, guess what?
I
What are
know.
we gonna do when we come back?
I know. Well, let me see with all these
Now that-
papers. Good grief!
Now
All
that
right.
everything's changed.
No, when we come back, if you're thinking about selling your home and renting for a while, which we were just talking about, so when we come back, quite frankly, I don't know. We'll have something
We're gonna do
interesting to talk
something.
about.
You know
So
what?
you know what?
Yep.
Stay tuned.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661 312 3561. It's that simple.
Castle Inspection is the top choice for home inspection in Santa Clarita. With over 20 years' experience, make Castle Inspection your choice when buying your new condominium or home. From mobile homes to mansions, the outhouse to the penthouse, your best bet is a net from Castle Inspection. An inspection is a fair and objective evaluation of the home's physical and mechanical systems. Expert knowledge, thorough research, and clear communication are what sets a net at Castle above the rest. Schedule your appointment online now at castleinspection.com.
No words can describe the power of belonging to a group of close friends or being part of a family. Insight Treatment Center was founded more than 20 years ago to give teenagers a community of friends and family as they overcome issues like depression, anxiety, and trauma. The new Santa Clarita location is a COVID-secure environment where distance and good airflow are a priority. As a leader in providing intensive outpatient treatment to teenagers, Insight Treatment Center in Santa Clarita is here to help. Call 888-295-9995 or go online to insighttreatment.com.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCV may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hey, welcome back. Let's try again. Hey, welcome back to Real Estate It's That Simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. I am your friend in the real estate business, Phil Nordella, and we continue on with the hostess with the mostest, the attorney extraordinaire, Taylor Findley Williams-Moniz. She's, by the way, did I tell you, Patrick, that she's a partner at Donahoe and Young and Williams?
What? You don't say,
Did
Phil.
you know that she's the Williams of the Donahoe Young and Williams?
I didn't know I was. I didn't know I was in the presence of royalty right now.
Well,
Wow.
you know what threw you off? It was the Moniz at the end.
You know what?
I
It
know.
was. It was the
Okay.
Moniz at the end. It
So
threw
let's
me.
go back over it. Let's go Taylor Findley Williams-Moniz.
Moniz.
Yes.
I know. It's very long. I'm sorry. You guys make fun of me, but
No,
you know,
it's not.
It is what it is.
It's not.
I'm
No,
sorry.
it's actually-
But the good thing is during the break, we were giggling about how I took us to commercial with the wrong article. So that was delightful. But we do have things to talk about. So
We do.
We do. We have
We
lots
do.
of things to talk about.
We're just gonna make stuff up now.
Okay.
No,
No,
we
we're
got plenty.
not. I'm gonna start to redeem myself.
Oh.
So I was looking on Inman, and big news from Zillow, which I know you and I talk about Zillow all the time.
Zillow.
In terms of people being fired and whatnot, juicy stuff. So
Zillow.
tell us what's going on.
Zillow. Well, let me bring up Zillow to make sure everybody kind of knows what I'm talking about, because
Right.
other than that, it won't make sense. So Zillow's the company that everybody goes to. I want a Zillow Zestimate. I want to find out how much
Zestimate.
my house is worth. I want you to, I want to put in an address and see how much it's going to sell for. So Zillow's become very big. What they do is they take our information from our local MLSs and they put it in their humongous website, and good for them. They're huge. They're on the stock exchange. They're worth a lot of money. But I've always told us forever, we're not going to compete with you realtors. We're just not.
They've said that forever.
They've said that.
correct. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And we've always thought,
Yeah. No. Yeah. Things that
See,
make you go,
exactly.
So the running joke is all of the people that give them money to buy back their own leads, to basically the MLS sends them leads. They get people to call on the leads, and then they sell the leads back to the realtors.
Right.
Okay, which made them huge, right? So,
Yep.
But we've always said, you know what? You're creating a behemoth that's going to eventually eat you up,
Right.
because they're going to get into the business, and the realtors are going to actually, they're going to start having realtors and get into actual sales, and they've said no forever. So that's
But now they are actually doing that.
That
so.
sets this up, yeah.
Yeah.
So we know about iBuyers. iBuyers are the companies that go out there and they offer you very little for your house, but they say we're going to give you fair market value. You're not going to pay commissions. You're going to do all of these great things. Well, Open Door, OfferPad, Zillow, Redfin, they're all getting into the iBuyer business. And Zillow just came out and said, guess what? We've decided to hire some realtors to just handle our
handle,
iBuyer business,
right.
our instant offers.
Right.
But but we're not going to do anymore, right?
Mhm.
It's like promises in the dark. It's like, come on, seriously?
One thing that, and this is a little bit a tangent, but one thing that you spoke about yesterday was the fees and whatnot with the iBuyer, right? So you're going to give you top dollar, right? So mention that
commissions.
Exactly, but
No
then
commissions.
But then I thought that the fees that you actually have to pay and how they are named, I thought that was really interesting.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now they keep changing the names,
Right, right.
okay? Because people get on top of those and they go, "This
They're
is
called
ridiculous."
lawyers. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. That makes
That's
sense.
probably what it is.
Yeah, and what Taylor's talking about is what they do is they come out and they say, we're going to give you top dollar. And top dollar, it's top dollar for them. It's not top dollar for you. So that's going to be about 15% less than what it's worth. And then they say, we don't charge any commissions, but we're going to charge you a 7.5% convenience fee.
Convenience fee.
Convenience fee says you don't have to hold open houses. You don't have to show the property. You don't have to keep it neat and clean. Well, who doesn't keep? I mean, come on.
Right,
You know,
right.
we do that anyway. But we're also going to charge you a 2.5% resale risk fee.
That one I thought is so
2.5%. So let's say
Yeah.
it's a $700,000 house. 2.5% of that's what, 17 grand. Just in case they can't sell it immediately. It's like, well, if you can't sell immediately, tough.
Right.
Right. And then of course they'll charge you for other things. So you on average end up selling for a lot less.
Right. I just thought that was interesting yesterday when you were speaking about
It's
that. Yeah.
Resale risk fee.
Right.
A convenience fee.
Right.
So anyway, so now what they're saying, which is interesting because they actually brought on a bunch of salespeople, and now they're letting them go, which I don't understand. Zillow slashes 80 Zillow offers jobs in realignment. I thought that was very funny. Realignment.
Written by a lawyer.
Yeah, when you want to cut something, you want to cut something off your overhead, you want to realign your resources.
Right.
Because that's what they're doing now. it's interesting because they're actually in competition with OfferPad and Open Door.
Open Door, right?
Yep. And OfferPad and Open Door, well, we talked yesterday, Open Door actually has drummed up $700 million extra, and they haven't gone public yet. But
Right.
they want to try. Okay, they're going to try to go public. What they're trying to get is I don't know how many billions of dollars that they can, so they can buy everything that they want. And anybody that's willing to actually give them their equity, those are the people that are going to suffer. And here's the problem with the whole thing, as long as we're on the tangent, okay?
Sorry, I
No,
know
no,
I
no,
shouldn't
no,
have brought
no,
it up.
no,
I just
no,
thought
no.
it was
Here's
so
the problem with
interesting
it.
yesterday.
So let's just say, and the cool thing about this is Santa Clarita really isn't hit major hard by the iBuyers, okay?
Right.
But let's just say they were, okay? This is why I don't like the iBuyer idea. Let's say there's 100 homes that were sold to iBuyers. Now you've got all of these people in all their neighborhoods, and their values are, let's say, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. Let's just say the values are worth $600,000, and these iBuyers come in and they buy 5 of the houses in that tract for $510,000. All of their values have plummeted.
Exactly.
Next thing, they're not going to sell immediately,
Right.
so they're going to sit there vacant.
Which is a huge problem.
What happens to vacant houses?
Exactly.
People move into them, people destroy them, people actually turn them into drug dens.
Right.
You've got all of this stuff. The other thing that I don't like is when you sell to a company like that, the money doesn't stay local. It's gone, right? San Francisco.
Actually, that's a very good point.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
So it's all bad
Right.
for everybody. And so that's it's one of those things. Sorry, I got on my tangent.
Well,
okay.
I started it, so.
no, it's a good thing. Okay, so yes, they are trying to compete with Open Door, and so that's what they're doing, and they need money.
So that's why they got
Yep.
rid of 80 people, it looks like.
And speaking of companies that
Oh,
need money,
yay.
this is an automatic. It's a perfect segue
It is.
into
Absolutely.
why Keller Williams must go public.
I'm not the Williams of Keller Williams, just so you know.
Oh,
I know.
dang it!
Alas.
That would have been awesome.
Right? Lunch on me.
My
No. No, but this is actually really interesting about why Keller Williams must go public. So talk to us about that.
Okay, so the four largest real estate companies. You got Zillow, now, Compass, okay, Redfin, and here's the interesting thing: they're not really the largest. So this is not exactly true. Zillow, Compass, Redfin, and Realogy. Now, Realogy is a group of companies.
Right.
Now they're really the largest. If you were to consider Realogy as one company, they're Century 21 and they're Coldwell Banker
Right.
and all of those. There's a bunch of them. But what they've done for those 4 companies is they've collectively raised a staggering $1.87 billion. And now Keller Williams is
Wow.
going, well, wait a minute. We've got 150,000 agents, and yet we don't have that kind of money.
Right.
Because he's privately held.
Correct.
And so,
Which I actually didn't know until we talked about this.
yeah,
so,
he owns it by himself, which is good for him.
Definitely good for him.
Yeah, he can pay for lunch. I know that.
There we go.
So the year of the 4 actually Zillow, Compass, Redfin, and Realogy, also EXP. EXP is huge now.
Right.
You know, we've gone from when I joined it 2 years ago from 13,000 agents, we've got over 35,000 agents now. So we're actually
great.
and we're on our way, I think, to 50,000, and I believe eventually we will have 500,000 agents.
Wow.
Which is very, very exciting.
That is.
So Compass has closed $370 million. They want to try to go public, right?
Right.
Series G funding. I don't know what that means, but I do know it's one of those things to where they're putting it together to go actual public. Zillow
right.
announced a $650 million public offering. Redfin announced a public offering of nearly $520 million, and Realogy announced plans for a $500 million debt offering. Well, Keller is looking at. They're taking most of the pie,
Right.
and so that's a problem for them. It says here EXP is publicly traded, giving them the same market power. Its stock has risen 400% this year. The firm represents KW's fiercest competitor. I like that because that's who I work for. The
I was
hunting
about to say,
ground
that's
for
great
EXP.
for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
no,
is-
that is great.
This is what I really like also.
Mhm.
The hunting ground
Yep.
for EXP
EXP.
Realtors or KW
RKW
Realtors.
Realtors. Yep.
Do you know what that is?
Hmm.
I digress, but do you want to know what that is?
Of course, everyone wants to know.
Okay, so you have a certain cap when you're actually working for a company, which means if you're working for me and you're selling real estate for me, I'm going to get so much of your commission, right?
Correct.
To
Absolutely.
keep my doors open.
Right.
And what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to be able to give you office space and all of this great computer analysis stuff, and it's stupid, right? However, you're going to pay me enough. Okay, you're going to pay me so much every sale. But then there's going to be a cap on that. You should only have to pay me so much.
Okay. That seems fair.
Yeah. I believe Coldwell Banker is a $50,000 cap. As soon as you paid me $50,000, then you don't have to pay me $50,000 anymore. We're going to lower that down to just 7% of your sale. Oh, okay. 7% of your commission.
Got it.
Keller Williams, as far as I know to be true, is a $24,000 cap, which is one of the reasons why people gravitated towards Keller Williams and
Right.
made them the largest independently owned company in the country. And they also said, by the way, if you also recommend somebody to come with you, then on their sales, we're going to give you a little commission on every one of their sales.
Nice.
So
Like-
that's
like
what
a
made them
referral fee.
exactly right.
Yep.
That's what made them huge.
Got
right?
it.
So $24,000 cap. EXP has a $16,000 cap.
Nice.
And if you sell 20 sales over that $16,000 cap, they'll give the cap back to you in the form of stock.
It's a good
Unbelievable.
deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that is a
unbelievable.
good deal.
So I did digress on there, but that's
No,
why I'm
no,
so
that's
excited
interesting.
about EXP.
That is interesting.
So, by the way, if you're any agents out there and you and my son is sitting on like $150,000 in 2 years, $150,000 worth of their stock just
Wow.
in being able to cap. They call them icon agents. So if you're out there and you're selling more than like 25 homes a year, you're paying way too much wherever you're selling.
Whoever else you are.
So anyway, so they
Nice
do.
little plug there. That was good. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't even think I'd go down that road, but all of a sudden I feel so feisty.
I like it.
Okay, so however, this is the interesting thing about Keller Williams going public. Okay.
Okay.
Because EXP is public and they're giving stock away to their realtors,
Right.
If you make your first sale, they're going to give you some stock. If you recommend somebody and they make a sale, you're going to give them some stock. If you cap, you're going to be given some stock. If you actually sell 28 homes, they're going to give you your $16,000 in stock back. I mean, there's so many things that you're getting all this stock.
Yeah, incentives. Yeah.
Nobody has that.
Right.
Nobody. Right? So at the end of the year, when the agents are going, I got nothing.
Right.
Right? I wasn't able to save anything. At least you can look and say, well, guess what? I've got all this stock. I got $25,000
Right.
worth of stock.
So Keller Williams, they're going to be looking at where else can I go because we're not public and there's no stock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the trick. The trick is all those Keller Williams agents that are going to be sitting there going, guess what? Good news. We're going to go public, which means we're going to be getting stock.
Right.
Are they?
Good question.
I don't know.
I imagine that'll all be figured out if and when they actually do go public.
I bet you,
Yeah.
they're going to have to.
The
But I have a hunch. I just have a hunch that their agents are going to be going, look, you went public, EXP's public, they give stock, I want my stock.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
See?
Yeah.
And I have a hunch they're not.
Right.
Which is going to be great for us because it's going to be like, guess what? Gary Keller just made a ton more money, and you're not getting any of it. But anyway.
Gosh, no, thank you. Oh, it's like when you look for a job. Do you have a retirement plan? Do you have stock? Do you have? Yeah. I mean, it totally makes sense. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting.
I mean, I've got a bunch of their stock, which is terrific. I
Yeah.
mean, it's one of those things where I wouldn't have it if I wasn't actually working with them.
Right.
Wouldn't have it.
I know.
Okay.
Very
I guess,
interesting.
I guess we're ready to take a break.
I think
Again, we've
so.
got to sell some refrigerators.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about decorating your home when we come back, which I'm excited about.
Oh.
I know. A Taylor topic.
So Taylor, another. Oh yeah,
Oh,
we got
yep.
to do that again.
All right. Well, stay
Awesome.
tuned.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661 312 3561. It's that simple.
Let's talk about insurance. Are your rates skyrocketing year after year, or do you feel like you would benefit from a professional advisor that works for you? Give the great team at Voy Insurance Solutions a call. Voy works with dozens of the best insurance companies to help you obtain competitive rates and comprehensive coverage. Homeowners, auto, business, and life insurance. Voy Insurance. Right price, right coverage, right now. Mention the Phil Nordella Show and get a free $10 Starbucks card. Visit voyinsurance.com. That's VOIinsurance.com.
My name is Frank. I'm the proud owner and operator of Braveheart Termite and Pest Control. I've been doing this for over 25 years. Call me for your termite needs and concerns. If you're in real estate and need a quality home inspection, call me today. You'll have those reports same day or within 24 hours. I will help you solve your issue with what needs to be done and nothing extra. Call me so you can have freedom from termites. 661-373-2617. That's 373-2617.
Castle Inspection is the top choice for home inspection in Santa Clarita. With over 20 years experience, make Castle Inspection your choice when buying your new condominium or home. From mobile homes to mansions, the outhouse to the penthouse, your best bet is a net from Castle Inspection. An inspection is a fair and objective evaluation of the home's physical and mechanical systems. Expert knowledge, thorough research, and clear communication are what sets a net at Castle above the rest. Schedule your appointment online now at castleinspection.com.
If you're looking for an SUV-based home design firm you can trust, look no further. Style My Space is a recognized leader in luxury vacant home staging and interior design projects for all of northern Los Angeles County since 2006. Their 5-star reputation for beautiful staging installations helps sellers realize up to 10% higher offers in as little as 1/3 the time as non-staged homes. Get an instant quote on our website at stylemyspace.com. That's stylemyspace.com.
I love it.
Right on!
Your hometown station.
Hey, welcome back again to Real Estate. It's that simple. We're on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. I'm your friend in the real estate business, Phil Nordella. And the hostess with the mostest is sitting right next to me, blinding me. Taylor Findley, Williams-Moniz. You know what? A gorgeous, gorgeous ring.
Thank you.
And it's hard for me sometimes to read. You might have to keep that underneath the desk.
Good job, Greg. Thank you.
Yeah, she's got. I see. First thing is I see the rock, right? And here's an interesting story. I always worry because we always fist pump just before the show
We
starts.
do. Yes, that's true.
And I'm afraid that's gonna break one
But
of my
you've
fingers.
been doing it before. It's
No,
weird. You
I
just
know.
notice it now.
Let me just take a look. Okay, so oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
can never meet my wife. Ever.
I've already met your wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't meet her again.
All right, fair enough. Or wear gloves.
She's got something that's half the size of that, and it's cubic.
Well, remember, because she eats diamonds,
She
right?
Oh, yeah, that's
If anyone
right.
was
Remember that.
listening to that
You
show,
remember
of
that.
course I remember that.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
And if she's listening, sorry, your husband brought it up, not me. Oh Lord, it's so much fun. I mean, we don't have a guest on today, which is unusual, but
Yeah.
we do have good guests coming up. One
We do.
very special one. You want to talk
President,
about that?
The president, no, not the president, because we
Right.
don't know who that's going to be, but the president of the National Association of Realtors. The National Association of Realtors. We were lucky enough to have Jeannie Radzik on twice. She's the president of California Association
Right.
of Realtors, but
Right.
now we're going to have the big cheese from NAR,
I
which
know.
is interesting.
I'm
And
excited.
We're going to have some great questions for him because there's
Absolutely.
a lot of things happening.
Right.
In
And especially that'll be after the election, correct?
that will be.
So that'll make it that much more interesting. Well,
Exactly
obviously
right.
after the election because it's next week. Sorry, blonde moment.
It's probably
Yeah.
going to be. It's probably
Yeah.
going to.
But no, but I'm excited about that. That'll be a really fun
You're
show.
not a numbers person, right? Because the election's on the 3rd and he's coming in on the 20th.
I know. No, lawyers don't math. Everyone in my office knows that. That's my joke. Lawyers don't math. Lord.
So even though that's important, right?
Yes.
That he's coming in, the president of the National Association of Realtors. This is something I think equals. that.
Okay.
This is sit down, everybody. Oh wait, you are. KFC is coming out with a chicken flavored or chicken scented fireplace log.
I can't.
Come on.
I can't.
Come on.
When you told me this.
Ew. No.
What?
See, my husband's probably like, yeah, chicken, fried chicken, smelling house. Like, he's probably into it, which I'm like, all right, cookies, one thing. Fried chicken, no, not happening.
Do you ever
No.
actually get some fast food in your car and you drive home and then the next day
Oh, yeah.
you get back in your car and you go, oh my goodness.
Smells like a French fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
We don't eat fast food that often, but yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I'm just interested that's actually a thing and that people are going to buy it for sure. You know, people are going to buy said chicken smelling log.
You know what?
So-
It sounds like fun to where you take the first breath and it's like, oh God, that smells awesome. And then it's like after
Get
that,
it out.
it's like
Mm-mm.
throw that thing away.
Thankfully, we have a gas fireplace. So, Greg, no, Don't buy it. Not happening. Okay, so now more serious note.
Yes, serious.
Can I have my Taylor talk again?
Hey, guys and dolls, it's your favorite time of the show, Taylor Talk.
I don't know why I like it so much.
She was dancing.
I know.
She was.
doing a little
She was
jig.
bobbing her
Yeah.
head up. Yeah.
Jig.
I almost started doing that. I was
There you go. I like
and
it.
I like the fact that she said, "Okay, can we get serious?" And then we play that. Yeah. That's
Yeah, good
pretty
point.
serious.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
it.
well, this article we originally weren't going to talk about, but then you brought it up to my attention. Why side suites are all the rage right now. And this actually reminds me of my brother, which I'll get into later, but let's talk about it. So, what is a side suite?
Well, first thing is, I'm dying to know how you think about your brother when it comes to a side suite. But
Just
like I
wait.
said,
I'll-
okay,
we'll
not
get in
bringing-
there.
Okay,
Yep.
so these are interesting because of the way the world's going, and because real estate's so expensive, and because they've got a thing now, and it's been around for a little bit called ADUs. So
Right.
if you ever hear ADUs, that's called an accessory dwelling unit, and these are big time now. And so if you've got a little bit of extra space on your property, and you want to maybe do a little bit of a rental, right? You can actually build a between 5 and 1,500 square foot ADU.
So, it's kind of like a guest house. Would you qualify it as that?
It is.
Yeah.
And they're calling them a side suite because
Mhm.
a lot of them are attached to where you can actually put in a door to your house and actually go into the side
Oh,
suite.
that makes sense.
But most of them are made with a separate. They've got to have their own kitchen.
Right.
They have to have usually a one bedroom. It's also known as a granny flat or a mother-in-law suite.
Mother-in-law suite. Yeah.
My son, who went up to Idaho and bought a place, and he's working on it right now. They're gutting the house, but because it's on a big lot, it's like almost a half an acre. He's going to put an ADU on that.
Right.
And I wanted to design it.
Of course you
And he
did.
said, no. And I said, come on, if I can design it, I'll pay for it. And if I can design it.
Show me the blueprints.
But then it's mine.
Oh.
And he goes, no, I don't want anybody to own it. I want to own it myself. And I went, all right. He
But
goes, well, you can pay for it anyway, Dad. And
But
I
it's
went,
becoming a thing, right?
It is.
Especially now during the pandemic.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually becoming a big thing. They're saying that I don't know how many, 1.4 million side suites are actually, 1.4
Yeah.
million homes with ADUs in United States, with the majority being in California, Florida, Texas, and Georgia. Georgia.
Yeah.
Over 70,000 properties with ADUs were purchased across the country in 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know what? It makes sense because if you think about it, if you got a little something that actually you can make more money on.
And rent it out.
Yep.
Yeah. And a lot of people now that, unfortunately are losing their jobs and can't afford their homes and whatnot, that's an affordable alternative.
Yep. And if you build, I mean, realistically, I think I told you before, I grew up in 800 square feet, and there was 8 of us. There's 6 kids and 2 adults.
Wow.
So if you put 1,000 square foot one and it costs you $250 a foot, it's
Exactly.
It's $250,000, and that's not terrible.
Definitely not. So the reason it reminds me of my brother is
yes.
because we would always joke. He's like, when you make $1 million, can I live in your guest house or in your shed out back? And I was like, yes, you can live there. So when I saw this article, I'm like, Cam could have lived there.
Oh, see that?
There you
Dang.
go.
All
I
right.
know.
Let's see how much time we've got. We're going to kind of rifle through these.
Oh,
okay?
I know. We don't have. We always run out of time.
Yeah, we do. We just, I don't know whether
But this
that
one
just
I
means-
like though. I mean, so it's 15 easy as pie seller projects that'll help y'all's buyers fall in love. I had to use the y'all because I said pie, so
Yeah,
it just
pie.
sounded. Yeah.
Anytime you say pie,
It's a
comes
southern.
out.
I'm from Texas. It
I
just
know.
happens.
I
you know?
like it.
Okay.
I like it. That's awesome.
And Patty is laughing at me.
Okay, so one of my
Yeah.
jobs, when I go out is and this I excel at, is taking a regular home that people have lived in for a really long time and actually help them fluff it. In other
Right.
words, this goes, this has got to go over here, this has got to go out, this has got to be trash, and I do that, and it takes a while.
You do a good job at
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
sometimes I'll go out to a house and. The only drawback sometimes is we make the house so nice they don't want to move. They're like, well, I didn't know I had this house.
All right,
It's
we
like,
could have
yeah,
just stay here.
Exactly
Yep.
right. So that's fine. That's fine. Okay, 6 ways to spruce up the outside, though. All right.
Which is important.
Yep. And these are
First
things that are
impression.
cheap, and a lot of times people don't even think about these things, which is interesting. Pick up the leaves. All right. Well,
I
that's
had
a
to
good
do
thing.
that as a kid growing up. That was one of my chores.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a big thing.
Trim
Yep.
the shrubs.
Definitely.
Okay. Obviously, and the shrubs, they grow different things if you flatten them out and stuff,
Right.
or make them nice.
Not
that
look
makes
so
sense.
unruly.
Mow and edge. This is something that's really interesting.
Yep. And
that
of course,
we're running out of
running
time
out
with.
of time.
Well,
Oh,
you know
no.
what?
All right.
When we come back next week. We'll talk a little bit about the game show.
Oh, I
right?
can't wait.
Which is awesome.
Yes.
And we'll talk more about your ring. Okay. And how
I'm into it. And real estate.
And
Woo.
who's insured it.
I know. So if people want to get hold of you,
yes.
how do they get you?
Oh,
that's important.
Yes. You can go to philnordella.com, philnordella.com, or 661-312-3561. And how about you?
661-259-9000 or dywlaw.com.
Yay. You know what? We need a longer show.
We said this all along. Patty, make it happen.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend.
Yay. Stay safe.